Australians now have to get into 3 times as much debt as their parents just to afford that first home. How scary is that? And this is a quote from Terry Burke, who's the Professor of University Studies at Swinburne University. And he said the younger generation of Australians has to appreciate a good proportion of them will not become homeowners in their lifetime. They probably will be permanent renters. So talking about the economy, where we're going, look at the picture that's sort of being painted. What I want to ask the parents in the room is, would you love the idea of having financially independent and successful kids? Have you ever sat down and really thought about what that would mean for your family? What that would mean for you if your kids could fund their hobbies and interests and anything else that they wanted to buy without always coming to the bank of mum and dad? Yeah, well done. Well, that's literally what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so if we had these financially independent and successful kids, I want you to think about, how would that be different for your family than what currently goes on? What would that really mean? What sort of people do you think your kids would become? If they were financially independent, do you think that maybe they'd be able to make their own decisions and be resilient and stand on their own 2 feet? And that's really what we're talking about, building their confidence and all the skills that they gain from running their own business. So we started out, as most people do, we got qualified in our careers, we got married, bought our first home, and we had a really great lifestyle. We spent a lot of time traveling when we had no kids, and it was really, really fun. But our whole world changed when we brought our first baby home. And we decided at that point that if we wanted to maintain that lifestyle, that we wanted to do something a little bit differently. We went from, like most parents, from the 2 incomes to the 1, and we realised, hey, we're not going to be able to do as much travelling. We're not going to be able to have as many choices. So what we did is we set a goal to replace our income. And it took us just over 6 years, and we started out in lots of different ways. We started out in property with developments and subdivisions, then we moved into options, and we moved into online business and business as our last vehicle, and that's literally where we revolutionised our income, getting into business, and that's where we were able to become financially free. So the really cool thing is our youngest 2 children don't even remember a time when mum and dad have ever gone to work. We have 4 children now, and so that's really, really cool. They always just think, oh, mum and dad are just always at home, right? So it's pretty, pretty cool. Okay, so this is where it all started. Our son, we were having some friends over for dinner that night, and our son was in the backyard and he started making these colourful potions with shells and glitter. And without even asking us, we had our friends over and he started selling them these potions. We were just like, oh no. As you know, as a parent, sometimes can happen. But we sat him down afterwards and we said, hey, if you want to sell things, that's great. How can we provide value? Potions, maybe not so much of a good idea. And so what we started doing was researching with him. He was 8 years old at the time. What a good business for him that he could run pretty much independently with just a little bit of help from us. Now, Trent was a savvy young entrepreneur, still is, and he loves being outdoors, and so he'd also noticed when he was at the supermarket that the massive markup of herbs. We had a small herb garden at the time, and he saw that he could sell bunches for up to $3 a bunch. You chop them off, and they literally grow back. So Trent was like, right, I want to start with a herb garden. So this is what we did. We helped him, we widened our garden, we put all the retic in. Trent invested his capital, his Christmas money, into going and getting his first seedlings. And when he'd grown them and they were at the point of harvesting, we bundled them up and he went around to our neighbourhood. Now the really cool thing that at 8 years of age, Trent was making around $30 to $40 an hour. Way more than what any of his friends could even conceive of making. And the cool thing was he was able to establish a customer base. So he gave out this cool little flyer, and you can see step 1, 2 and 3. People would SMS in their orders, and Trent would come home from school, package up the herbs and go and deliver them to his customers. Hey Trent, I'm making a lamb roast tonight. Can you deliver me some rosemary? So it was really, really cool. And Trent was able to. The thing that I love the most about this is, yes, it was a profitable business for Trent, was the people and communication skills that he developed out of it. Trent, being our eldest, is one of our shyer kids and really struggled to talk with adults. But having his business and getting out there and promoting himself, he's massively grown in confidence. And he's able to go out, engage in a conversation and promote himself and what he's doing with his business. So he's gotten so much more skills out of the business than what he has in terms of capital. But that's been pretty cool as well for him.
Our kids have started to grow up a bit, and who've noticed that when they grow up, they start to need more things and want more things in terms of hobbies and stuff that they want to get. Now, I grew up on a farm, and my dad taught me this one lesson, that nothing in life was free, and if you want something, you had to work for it. And while I didn't have a farm, which was a great place to be entrepreneurial because you can grow your own crops and sell them or raise things and do that, being in suburbia now, I was like, well, how can I teach my kids those same lessons? So what we wanted to do was really give them the financial education that we never had in school. So the house I grew up in, to leave home, the rule was you had to have a degree or have a trade, right? And everyone's got their own setup, but for me, I chose the trade option. School probably wasn't a really good route for me. On the other hand, Sherry was like the star of school and smartest person probably in the room. So really, really cool, but just different things. And so what we wanted to do is Sherry went down the teacher route, got a degree. I went down the trade route, and we both started swapping hours for dollars, okay? And you'll find that in schools they do have some schools have some entrepreneurial stuff, but most of the career guidance you'll find at school will be around, okay, well, how can you get into a place where you can swap hours for dollars? Is that making sense to you guys? Cool. So we wanted to sort of teach them the skill set that we went on. We had to unlearn a whole bunch of stuff to become really entrepreneurial, right? We had to unlearn decades of stuff through school to be running businesses and all of that. So what we wanted to do was, and this bit's really key. So if you have a notebook at all, like if you're taking notes this weekend, I want you to write this one down. What this key skill that we want everyone to learn is this bit here. It's called the skill set of an entrepreneur.